Southern Arizona Watercolor Guild to my studio. Kind of a messy studio. I've been working. I think it's supposed to be messy. First, let me say it's a big honor to jury your annual show, I think for the second time. Can't really remember the last time. It's been a few years, but it is a big honor and a big responsibility. I viewed all of the entries many times, took quite a few hours, and have made my selections. I'd like to go through the criteria for the selections and the awards, and then of course I'd like to present the award winners. I think it's probably a lot warmer in southern Arizona than it is here in Michigan. Right now outside my studio it's a balmy 29 degrees. That's my lower limit for painting in plein air, but not when it's windy. So let's get right to it. I'd like to go over my criteria, first of all, for both selection and awards. Number one is the content of the piece, the idea behind it, the psychological content of the piece, and the concept, the ideas that go into the work. I like to get emotionally involved in the work, and that's the number one criteria. Did it grab me? Number two is design. How did the artist use the elements and principles of design to reinforce their content? And number three, with a gap between 1 and 2, is technical expertise, technical excellence. The techniques used, water, paint, brush, paper, and how all of that was handled should go along with number 1 and number 2 to reinforce both the content and the design. So I always think of those three things when I'm jurying a show and selecting a show. And again, with the awards, sometimes the awards might have that little extra oomph behind them. Certainly the awards grabbed my attention. So the first honorable mention goes to The Babysitter, which brought a smile to my face. The relationship amongst the cattle, I really like the lighting effect used there. Also seemed to be a rather harmonious painting, and the content for me was mildly amusing, and I really like that piece. Congratulations to that artist. I really don't know who painted these. I just had the title and the dimension and the media. I do know that I have some friends in the guild, and hello to all of them. So second honorable mention goes to Aster among the Aspens. So I really like the way the artist poured this painting. Sometimes I see too many poured paintings, but it is a way to provide unity with the poured layers of watercolor. I did like the masking where the lights and the whites of both the flowers and the leaves made the viewer dance through this painting. The Award of Merit also brought a smile to my face. It seems like food has become very important in my life. So the title of this painting is Sausages. And I really like the textures involved in the handling and the use of texture on the skin of the sausages. There was a cruciform. I'm not sure it was intended with the hanging, poles that the sausages hung from, sort of anchored that composition. It did make me hungry, by the way. Award of Merit also goes to Alone. And I felt the aloneness with the stare of that figure. I also like the fact that the figure had their arms folded and was sort of putting off the rest of the world with this attitude. There was a certain psychological content to this piece that drew me in. And the Award of Excellence goes to Refit. Again, my involvement with this piece was twofold. One was I love the textural effects and the blending of the abstract with the realism. And two, I own a boat. So the refit, the redo, the refurbish, the clean yearly, and the gotta buy something new for it fits right along with my involvement with this painting. And the 53rd annual award goes to the painting And That Smile. And of course, as a human, if somebody smiles, we're apt to smile back. And I love the sensitive handling of the watercolor washes in this piece. I see some portraits that are decidedly heavily handled, and this one was lightly handled and very sensitive in its application of watercolor. I also enjoyed the big smile, which drew me in and made me smile. And the best of show goes to the non-objective painting Indigo. Sort of Rothko-esque in its composition, rectangle within a rectangle. I really appreciated the unity offered by the dominant temperature, cool temperature dominance of the blues and the blue-greens and the greens. I also appreciated the energetic mark making counterbalanced by quiet areas. The artist needed those quiet areas to balance some of that energy. And the spark that really drew me in was the small spots of red, which is the complement to the dominant blue-green color. Excellent piece. I want to thank everybody again for asking me to be your jury. It was indeed an honor, and I look forward to our upcoming workshop this next week. Thank you very much.